Okay, well, welcome to another episode of the Rest and Recovery Podcast. With me is Mr. Paul Lunter. He is the CEO and founder of Wellness Spaces, a brand focused on health recovery, fitting for this podcast. And so, Paul, thank you so much for taking the time to join me.
I really appreciate you having us on the show, and glad to discuss this with you. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, as I said, obviously this is a Rest and Recovery Podcast focused on all things recovery. And I think what you've created as a founder and CEO of your company and focusing on the wellness, but more on the recovery side, maybe just, as the founder, I think you said you started in the 80s, if I remember correctly.
In 1989, but yes.
Yeah. Just made it into the 80s, right?
Exactly.
What was the catalyst for you in starting a company and continuing to evolve what seems to be also an exploding space?
Sure. Yeah, it was a overnight success, 32 years.
Yeah.
We actually did well kind of right away. People liked the product the first time they saw it, but it was really about someone who was in pain and after getting in a car accident and going into go get a shower, a warm water massage or shower. The warm jets made them feel better. Doing it 3 times a day was just kind of inconvenient, and it was myself and a couple of partners at the time, and we said, we can make something here that this would be better for him, and then we could sell it to other people as well. So we started prototyping that and started promoting it, and we first went to some chiropractic shows and physical therapy events, and it was really an immediate success. They really liked the benefits of it, and so our second year we did fairly well for a brand new product that wasn't $20, and we kind of had that going for quite some time in the medical market.
Okay. And so that's been your focus, is more on the medical market side, and
it was in the early years. So yeah,
early
so
days.
the first 10 or 15 years primarily was chiropractic, physical therapy, pain management. We sold to hospitals, and little by little, I mean, it's the HydroMassage, which is our first and primary product, is you get warm jets of water that are traveling up and down a person's body. You're on it with your clothes on. You're totally comfortable and in full control. So there's a lot of people that like massage. And then there's people that are afraid to get a massage. They don't want somebody else to touch them. They don't want control over their body. And so what's great about HydroMassage is you kind of get the best of both worlds. So you get massage, you have complete control over it. You have control over the location of the jets, the temperature of the water, how fast they're traveling up and down your body. And the pressure is either light to deep penetrating. So we're getting deep into the muscle. And so for anybody in any kind of pain or just wanting to relax, you've kind of got whatever you're looking for. And again, you have full control. I know even myself personally, I love hands-on massage, but it's my personality, but I'm constantly telling the massage therapist, a little longer there, a little bit, a little deeper there. And it's really not that enjoyable for that reason, even though I love the hands-on massage, but that takes it away, takes the benefits kind of away a little bit of the relaxation part. And with HydroMassage, you set it up exactly the way you want it, and you can always please yourself. So,
yeah, I mean, you make a great point, especially on some people, like you said, don't care for other people touching them, or in some cases it could be just a sensory thing, right? Like the pressure or what have you, and you being in control, like you said, you can kind of recalibrate. If it's too much in the spot or not enough, you can at least adjust it, but you're not doing it yourself, where you can get that. Because I notice if I try and do something myself, I'm not going to get the same result.
Exactly. Yes. So, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You had a thought.
So it's we started again in the chiropractors and the physical therapists. They liked it for a lot of reasons. It helped relax the patient, help reduce muscle guarding. So a lot of times somebody comes in and they're in pain, and so that the muscles around the area, there's a pain syndrome and a spasm syndrome that continues out from the location, and so you get a lot of muscle spasms around the area, and the HydroMassage will relax those spasms, reduce the muscle guarding. So when they're trying to do stretching, range of motion, manipulations, the patient in this case is they're very relaxed, and then they can, so that the doctor or the therapist can do their job much easier without as much fatigue for them, and then they're giving better therapy to the patient because they're relaxed.
That's a great point too. I know I go to a chiropractor regularly and usually get some kind of massage in advance, and it definitely works a lot better.
Right.
So you mentioned, kind of muscle spasms. Like, how does that help prevent or mitigate that from occurring?
So it's just, the warm jets of water and the motion of the jet. So it's traveling back and forth. We're moving fluids in the body, and it is an FDA listed product, but there's certain things that we can and can't say because there's rules around that. So, we reduce pain, we increase circulation, increase range of motion in areas that you've massaged, and it's designed to be temporary. So it's not a permanent fix for anything, but temporarily we're making the range of motion and circulation that improve. So that helps, again, prepare them for a procedure, or it's also great after, like an adjustment, because there's a release of nitric acid, which could cause some pain after like a chiropractic adjustment, and we help flush that out. And in the case of a physical therapist, if you're doing range of motion, say at a hip replacement, and they're trying to get you to get your range of motion back, or a knee replacement, often causes a lot of pain. And when a patient finishes with a HydroMassage session, they typically will come back more frequently, or they'll continue with their treatment plan if the HydroMassage is included, because they leave with a better feeling than the pain of getting the range of motion. And so that's helped a lot of patients fully recover too as well.
So if I heard you correctly, this sounds like it could help mitigate that the byproduct of a massage of some sort in chiropractic adjustment, where it's flushing out stuff, right? The massage itself is, and there's kind of a buildup. That's that, fatigue later and feeling kind of flush, or that can help mitigate some of those, unintended.
Well, it's really going to give you the same benefits of a hands-on massage. Can't do trigger points, but some of the other similar benefits of hands-on massage, when we add the heat factor in there too, that helps a little bit more. But so it's just everything that we do, especially now. I mean, initially it wasn't about the things I'm going to mention, but now everything is we kind of have a package of things that any new product has to have, and it's got to be convenient to use, it's got to be safe, it's got to be effective, it's got to be easy for somebody to get on it and have somebody else get off of it. Not a lot of preparation time, in this case just wiping it off. And so, safe, effective, and then enjoyable. So people using it have to like what the therapy is as well. And so we aim to do all those things on each new product that we develop.
Okay. So why warm water versus cold, or can you do both?
Well, we have a product for cold water as well. It doesn't provide massage, but it's a different new product that we're just releasing right now. Actually, it's our Cryo Lounge Plus is what we're calling it.
Okay.
And so you also lay on it with your clothes on. It can be self-administered. It's 15-minute sessions, and you can pick 6 different zones. So your head and neck, your upper shoulders, middle back, low back, and then 2 sections for your legs. And then we have an auxiliary pad you can put on a shoulder, knee, elbow, ankle, and you can pick between cold and warm. And so the reason we have both of them is because when we just have cold, it's too cold, and then we're lowering your body temperature, and then you're uncomfortable. And so in order to be safe again and effective, we have the combination of the heat and the cold. So the cold is where you need it. So anywhere you have inflammation or pain, we're going to be affecting those areas. And then the warm offsets the cold feeling. So you're there, you feel the cold, you feel the warmth, but it's never too much of either one. And you're totally comfortable, and we're not changing your body temperature, your core temperature, or your blood temperature. But we are definitely getting that cold deep into the muscles, and it's so effective that even half hour, 45 minutes later, you can still feel it in your muscles. So it's pretty exciting.
That's pretty awesome. Feeling it for that long of a time after is definitely a positive byproduct. Obviously there's certain, like you said, medical claims you can or cannot say, but I mean, from your personal use of it, what's the kind of the cadence for the use of it? Does it just depend?
So it depends. It depends on a lot of things. Your access to it is one of them. I mean, one of our desires is not so much monetarily, but it's really about helping people, and that's that people have access to it in their life. So it's whether it's in their home, at their health club, at their doctor's office, in their workplace. And so little by little, we're getting machines in all those locations.
Okay.
And so it's really there to provide a daily benefit to anybody who needs it. So with the HydroMassage, I mean, it's great. So I have one in my home. I'm getting ready to go out with my wife, and maybe I'm ready a few minutes early. I can jump on it with my clothes on, and I get a massage, so I'm loosened up. If you're kind of a little bit tired, it'll pick you up and give you some energy, make me a little more limber, maybe ready for dancing and ready to go there. And then conversely, if you're, like before you want to go to sleep, it'll help relax you as well. So helps either way. And so giving people access to the HydroMassage where they need it. And so as I said, we're getting them in corporate offices as well. The Marriott just put some of our products in for their employees. They're looking to do that in a lot of in their hotels too. So they're evaluating that as we speak. And their whole purpose of giving it to their employees. We have nursing homes that have them for their employees as well, because they want the employees to have their health in
Right.
best place they can be, and then also motivate them to they're a little bit happier. They realize their employer appreciates them and wants to take care of them, and so they're getting those kind of psychological benefits while they're getting the physical benefits as well.
That's huge. And it sounds like it's kind of striking on a chord that seems to be building right now in wellness in general, but that corporate angle, their companies are starting to realize we can't keep burning our employees out,
right?
And enable them to have that recovery time, especially in the first responders or people in personal care, like you were talking about.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of can go just about with anybody, but if you want to just go for the money side of it, if you have somebody, attorney billing $500+ an hour, and if they could get a little, 15, 20 minute, half hour break and kind of be rejuvenated and be able to continue to produce during the day versus being burned out and tired and maybe mentally fatigued as well. So all of our products can all help in that situation. And then, you mentioned somebody like a firefighter or somebody who's putting a lot of stress on their body, having these type of in their mind as well. They've a lot of stress running into a burning building, trying to save people. So physically and mentally, those are great places to install our equipment.
Yeah, because I mean, like you said, it can benefit anybody, but the benefit of the physical and then also the mental aspect of being able to decompress and de-stress is a huge thing that seem to be getting a lot of acknowledgement and recognition of the, we're a big system. And things are independent and lean on each other.
It's so somebody told me once, what's the difference between being you're having bad timing and being wrong? And I said, I'm not sure. And he said nothing, and so so when we brought this to the market, people liked it right away, but not everybody understood what they could do with it. They said, this is really nice, but how, when, where, and the doctors understood right away, and they used it part of their treatment plan, but they really didn't tell other people. And then patients would think it was a medical product only, and so they never really inquired about maybe getting one for their home. So we were really siloed when we first went into that market. And then in 2007, 8, we started saying, okay, so we've sold to day spas and all kinds of different medical and pain management places. We've got them, we've sold them to tattoo parlors. I mean, they kind of a little bit of everywhere. I mean, somebody put one in an ice cream store. I mean, we've got them, in airports and hotels, and a lot of professional baseball, football players, musicians, a lot of different people over the years. But it's always kind of a start over every day type of business. And we looked at what business could we fit in and kind of have the same results of helping people and then helping ourselves in the process, and it was fitness. So that's when we started going after the fitness market. And there you have companies that own more than 1 or 2 locations. They have hundreds, in some cases thousands of locations. And so we started promoting our products to them and then helping them understand how it could help their business as well. And so we did that. And first couple of years were a little bit harder than we thought they would be, but eventually we figured out what was the right package of our product to sell to their members. And what we learned is, we, kind of whatever our customer in the fitness market was trying to accomplish. So if they had two membership levels, for an example, if they put us in the premium membership level, they always sold more of those packages. And every time we build something, we want 95% of people to say it's good, great, or fantastic. And because of that, they get the same benefits from that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great approach. And I think, let me ask you this. Why do you think this is starting to evolve even more so into the spaces that you're talking about, like the Marriotts and the corporates? What from your perspective has evolved being in the space for this long to kind of create that new demand at scale?
It's kind of where I started my point a minute ago about being on time or being wrong. And that's that, so as we got into fitness, we were promoting the health and wellness of it. And they struggled a little bit with, no, it's all about lifting weights and building muscles. It's not really about mental and physical recovery. And little by little, we got them to understand it. And then some of the publications started to write about that. And then little by little pick us up more and more. And about 5 or 6 years ago, it started to be, once every other month, and once a month, and once a week. Then every time there was an article about recovery of any, we were always included in it, and then often brought on as an expert. And then with COVID, it just kind of, it quadrupled, because everybody understood that, first, fitness and health and wellness is just critical for, mental and physical well-being. And and then we came out with our Relax Space Wellness Pod, which I'll talk about, and that really goes into your mind and your relaxation. And so the combination of all the products feed into really what, I'm sure 5, 10, 20 years from now, we're going to laugh a little bit about how little we really take care of our mental and physical health.
Oh yeah.
We talk about it, we take vitamins, we exercise at some level, but it's still, I think we're so young in our understanding of really what we should be doing for ourselves and how critical that is.
Yeah.
So now it's what everybody's talking about. So we have there's places, one of the big brands called Restore, and they have it's a package where you could you come in and you can do IVs, or you could do products like ours. And then there's the health clubs, there's the hotels, corporate wellness, and it's the ALFs, any kind of adult living care facility, or all of them are understanding the value of taking care of people physically and mentally. So
yeah,
it's compounding. So I mean, the activity's been really great since COVID. Wasn't good for any of us. It was really bad for our business, but we're coming out of it stronger than ever now, and the world is really ready for us too, which is good from that aspect.
Yeah, and I guess if you want to, there's always positive byproducts to bad situations, and I think it really put the spotlight on the need for taking care of ourselves, because the people most affected were the ones that didn't, and it's lifestyle oriented, and we can do something about it. It doesn't have to be medicine. Not to say it doesn't have its place, but there's a lifestyle to adjust. And, it's kind of why I started the podcast in the first place too, is my own personal burnout, and part of that culture growing up on the tail end of it, I think. And it's certainly encouraging to see companies like yourself being successful and seeing growth, that there's a culture shift, I think, because it used to be, I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of funny. You spend potentially a third of your life, a third of your life on it, and what's the cheapest thing? Well, I'll go buy some nice shoes, but I'm not going to spend money on my mattress, right? So.
Right. Yep. Or it's the first thing to go in the name of everything else, right? Productivity, right, or some form of success where, all that I've been saying this for a little bit, but the recovery helps, or sleep makes the work, because you can bust your tail and you can study as hard as you want, but you're not going to retain it if you don't get the quality rest. You can lift in the gym, run outside, you're not going to get the muscle gains and endurance gains that you're desiring,
Right.
or you're shortchanging yourself, I should say.
Sure. Yeah, one of the, I guess, one of the things that has been the most rewarding for us is the people that call in and tell us some sort of a medical condition that they've had, and our product helps relieve it. And sometimes they're almost, we believe it now because we've heard it so much, but there's a lot of them that I saw this, all these different types of therapies that they tried and nothing helped. But using the HydroMassage product will give them 2 or 3 days worth of relief that they hadn't felt in years. And I've cried more than once on the phone with somebody when they've told us that the father's last 2 weeks of his life, dying of cancer, was near painless because of the HydroMassage. And it just, those kind of things are just you just can't replace that with any other success than knowing that we're helping people get better and feel better. And that kind of drives us a lot every day as well.
Well, it's a great mission. It really, really is. So wellness spaces are you guys
wellness space brand. So
that's brand.
Our third product, and I'll explain how it all ties together, is our Relax Space. It's a personal 15-minute mental escape. And so you go inside, and how we came up with it was a combination of things. So one is we were driving down by the beach, and there was a hotel, and on the second floor we're at a light, and the second floor there's a woman out by the pool reading a book, and you could hear the waves, you could hear the seagulls, we could feel the sun, and she was enjoying the kids playing by the pool and the waves and everything there, but she wasn't interacting with anybody. And we really said, you could just imagine somebody's in Chicago, New York, you're downtown, you're stuck in a high-rise building, you're working your tail off, you can't get away, you can't get on a vacation, you're kind of just, a little bit miserable all the way around. If you could get what she's getting, for half an hour, what would that do for your day or your week or your month?
Right.
And so, we came out with a Relax Space wellness pod, and the idea behind that is initially is more simplistic than what we have now, but initially it was, you could be on top of a snowy mountain and you can pick balsam fir, and you could have a breeze blowing on you, and you're watching a scene of a snowy mountain, or you're on a beach with a palm tree over the top of you, waving over the top of you. You can hear the sand, you can hear the waves and the seagulls. The bench is warm, you've got a tropical scent, and you have a cool breeze going on all at the same time. And so you go in there and you just kind of escape from the world. And then we added meditation. So how to what is meditation, what it isn't, how to meditate, and then beginning to more advanced types of meditation. The same with mindfulness. We have breathing exercises. We have self-help videos, how to get along with maybe somebody at work you're having trouble getting along with, or how to break the ice at a party, proper eating, better sleeping, all kinds of different. So over 110 things so far and growing. And then we've got it now in Spanish, and we're adding German and French here shortly. And so with the 3 products, 4 if you count our bed, and then we have some other ones coming in afterwards. What we have is we're creating a wellness space, whether it's in your corporate office, or whether it's in your health club, or anywhere, in a hotel. And so together people can walk in, and we have our cardio area, we have our strength area, we have our kids club, and this is our wellness space. And so changing the name to Wellness Space Brands, because we're building the HydroMassage Relax Space and the Cryo Lounge Plus, and then other things to add to that. That's where we came up with the concept of kind of incorporating it all together.
That's really cool. They have that kind of continuum of wellness, and creating that space for everyone that could really get a benefit. So you're in spaces. Is this also consumer side, like in your home, or
just a little bit? So we haven't started marketing before COVID. We someday, I hope, we stopped talking about 2008 and 2009. Back then I'm looking forward to not using COVID as a reference.
Right. I think we all do.
Yes, exactly. So we came out with a home version of our product, because we do get a lot of requests for one after they've used it in a medical or a more leisure type of setting. And we were ready to start kind of go on the road and start selling it when COVID hit. And then every avenue to promote a product like that, home shows and boat shows and fairs, things like that, that all kind of stopped. And then we kind of kicked our R&D engine and came out with those other 2 products. So we'll be going back to the home market soon, probably sometime next year. And, there's a lot of demand for it because, having massage available to you all the time is just a great tool, a great effective product to have in your home. And then, again, any kind of corporate setting where you could just go over there, and we have people here to get migraine headaches. They go sit on it for 10 or 15 minutes and their migraine headache's gone and they're feeling better, ready to go back to work. And we have a lot of people that take their lunch break on it, often falling asleep, but using the equipment and then going back to work. So the home model will be out again. It's available now, but we're just not promoting it. So, but we're excited about giving more people an opportunity to get it.
Yeah, I mean, from a corporate perspective, I like to pivot from the old smoke break to the wellness break now, and getting I think it's a big 180 from that perspective.
Sure. Yes, that'd be a great change.
Well, where do you see this going from here? Like, what does the future hold, or where do you think this space, from a general perspective, like the industry, is headed?
As I said, whether it's members, architects, consultants, everybody is understanding this. So they're all coming to us going, what do you recommend for this location or this design? I've got customers that said they want something like, in this area of, wellness-based products. It's only going to continue to grow more and more. And, the thing is, it's not an overnight success. So sometimes when things they change too quick, then they are short-term. But because this is something that's evolved really over many years, but more so over the last, 6, 7, 8 years, it's been evolving in a very, direct and increasing way that I think it's just going to get bigger and bigger, and people understanding now. I mean, COVID maybe was the wake-up call to say, we have to take care of our mental well-being as well as our physical. And so once people try it, they understand I need this, and they're using it, on a regular basis. So I think it'll continue to evolve. That's why we have a pipeline of products that we'll be producing, and eventually there'll be a lot more freestanding facilities with products like ours, or just ours maybe.
Very cool. Very cool. Look forward to that. Well, I appreciate what you guys are doing in this space. It's very cool. I love the fact that it's massage. I'd love to be able to find a place local. I have to figure out where one is, but
So there's one within a half an hour of you right now. So just send us your zip code when you're done, and we'll get one to you.
I think I may take you up on that one. Yeah, for sure. Well, Paul, I appreciate the mission. It's great to see a company that's been long-standing, and then seeing this boom, and I think the beginning of it, really. I think we're just starting into this recovery boom, and people, I think, recalibrating how we live life, and get back to the longevity and living it well.
Exactly. Yep. Maybe get off the couch and get on a HydroMassage instead. So
that's right. Well, I usually like to close things out, Paul, with a couple of personal questions, nothing too heavy, but
sure.
What are you reading right now?
Well, I guess one that was pretty thought-provoking is The End of the World is Just the Beginning. And I'm terrible with authors. I never can remember them. I try to get a book in once a week or so, and I just kind of go on to the next one. But it's one of the few books that I wanted to read all the way to the end. Very often I get about halfway through and I feel like they've told me what they want to tell me, and I'm kind of done and I move on. But I wish this was twice as long, because it was so full of information and thought-provoking questions, ideas, and information. So
cool. So what are you listening to right now, be it music or podcast?
I don't know. I guess it's maybe a little boring, but I just use an Alexa. I kind of pick a year and I just listen to whatever the hits were for that year, and I kind of pick a different year every day. That's one of my things, but still an old rock and roll guy. But I kind of mix of everything. My wife is Latin, so we have Spanish music on all the time. We're a Christian family, so we listen to Christian music all the time, and we kind of mix it up a lot. But the hits, especially 60s and 70s, those always have a good place in my heart from, growing up, and, there's memories that I can drill right back down to when I get some of those songs. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love the fact that you can do that. Like, that's a great idea to just do it daily, because you get a mix of songs that some you haven't heard, and
right.
the less popular ones and things of that nature.
Mhm.
It's funny because my daughters, a quick aside, have been doing that. So I don't know how they got stuck on this, but they've been listening to 50s, like
Yeah.
oldies music.
Right.
And it just made me laugh because, my kids are listening to it. My parents made me listen to it
Right.
to my grandparents, and
Mhm.
but it's great music.
Right. Yeah, I have teenagers, and mine do the same thing. They listen to 50s as well, which I love 50s, but it was
Yeah.
shocking when I'm like, wait, you know the words?
Exactly. All right. And so this is the last one. What is your go-to rest and recovery method?
It's our products or spending
Yeah.
time with my family, really. But I love, I love going to the gym, and kind of anything physical. I love, I'm not great at watching other people do stuff, so I love, skiing, water or snow, or, or any kind of activity. I mean, pickleball's been kind of coming on now, so it seems like I'm getting invited to play pickleball a couple times a week these days. So not playing more than once a week, but it's gotten to be, I thought it was kind of an old person's game, but it's actually playing with some 20-year-olds, and it's pretty challenging and fun. So
Yeah, I still have not played a game yet, but definitely we bought some paddles and stuff, and we haven't busted them out yet.
Yeah, it's better than you might think it is, yes. And you can work up a sweat.
I'm sure it
Yeah.
is. It is funny how explosive it's gotten,
Right. Yeah.
but definitely always good to be outside and running around breaking the sweat.
Exactly. Yes. Well, thank you so much for having us, and excited for what you're doing out there, sharing with the world, all the different ways and how they can stay healthy and be a better version of themselves. So glad we're included. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, and I appreciate that, and that is the goal, and great to learn more about folks like yourself, fulfilling that mission out there, and happy to share. So, thanks again, Paul. Take care.
Thank you. Good day, Steve.